Bazinga punks, and welcome back with more of the Big Bang Theory. This is season 8, episode 21. Last time, Sheldon and Amy talked about being left out of things and then built a fort together. It was very, very sweet. Penny and Leonard, meanwhile, were on Will Wheaton's podcast. It went a bit awry, got a little confrontational, and Will Wheaton was eating it up. Let's see what we're in for this time as we near the end of the season. Full reactions going to be on Patreon in the link in the description below. We're 4 episodes ahead over there as well. Leave a like and let's get started.
Would you like to hear some songs I've rewritten to get children interested in the hard sciences?
Sure.
This will be good.
Yeah, well, I like music. I like science. I like making fun of Sheldon. Hit it.
Jamesclerk space Maxwell and James Clark Maxwell was his name. Oh,
Catchy.
there was a scientist. Yeah, do either of you know Beyonce? I'd love her to get behind it.
Beyonce.
Hey, hello.
You guys know the new Discovery class missions? Well, they're looking to include a message from Earth in case one of them is encountered by alien life.
Oh, when I encountered alien
Sheldon's
life,
song.
I discovered that the key thing was not to sit in its spot.
Nice one.
I'm among a handful of scientists that have been asked to submit a design proposal for the message and its delivery system. And I was
Cool.
wondering if any of you guys would like to help me do it.
What did you have in mind?
I'll tell you exactly what you should do. Avoid the presumption of the Terran sensory input paradigm.
Yeah, absolutely.
The ideal interstellar lingua franca would be haptic.
Oh, how about a 3D tactile communicator rig for cross-sensory transposition?
2 people forcing their ideas on me, and only 1 gentleman who could be bothered to ask me what my thoughts were. You 2 are out. Congratulations, Leonard. You're on the team.
Ooh.
My mommy raised a gentleman.
Also gave you a lot of psychological problems, so I wouldn't be too proud of that, but yay in this case.
They would have taken over the project and bossed us around.
I get it. Just this morning, Sheldon wouldn't let me put almond milk on my grape nuts because he said it was a theoretical nut conflict.
What does that
Should
even
have told him to
mean?
mind his own business.
They're alpha males.
What does that make us?
We could be betas, they're second in charge.
Okay, that sounds good.
Or we could be omegas. They get pushed around by the alphas and the betas.
Okay, that sounds like us.
They're resigned to that
No
fate.
alphas. How do you want to start?
He doesn't know.
I don't know. How do you want to start?
I don't know. Should we call Sheldon and Howard?
No.
No, we can do this by ourselves.
Great. How do you want to start?
I don't know. How do you want to start?
Sheldon? Sheldon? Sheldon?
There's a little tiny smirk on his face.
You realize there was something strangely enjoyable about it.
Oh god. He's gonna make me try it in real
I
life.
want to do it again.
I don't recommend it. You'll be doing it the rest of your life. Anyway, if you're looking
Oh,
for
man.
Leonard, he's with Kuthrapali.
No, I actually came to talk to you.
That's why she said Sheldon.
Oh, nice. Here are some topics that interest me. Quantum mechanics, trains, flags.
She had an idea in mind.
It's about my acting career. I like pharmaceutical sales. It's going great, but I have an audition for a movie, and if I get it, it could screw everything up.
Is it Clerks 3?
I know exactly what you should do. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you.
What?
I'm attempting to turn over a new leaf. Earlier today, it was pointed out to me that I tend to force my ideas on people.
She's asking for them in this
You're
situation.
really not going to tell me?
Nope, that train has left the station. Now, we can play this one of 2 ways.
Ugh.
You can say, trains, tell me more. Or you can just look at me like that and I'll start.
Well, if that isn't forcing someone's ideas on them.
I am making molecular cocktails. This sphere,
How do you drink it?
just put it in your mouth and pop it like a zip.
Appetizing.
I think I'll have a beer.
Raj and I always talked about learning how to make cocktails like this
You're gonna
together.
mock him?
So I taught myself, and I'm putting this on Instagram so he can see it and feel like a turd. Say cheese.
Is this the
Petty,
best
petty,
Pro was
petty.
working on without you? You're being childish.
No,
Of course he is.
He is. So I have a dominant personality. We all know that.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry, what do we know? Don't take this the wrong way, but how many of these little booze balls have you had?
You
He
don't
looks so
think I'm a
confused.
Will you need help cleaning all this up when you're done, or can you do it all by yourself?
leader? All by myself.
There's my big boss man.
Doesn't even realize he's being talked down to.
Often on the front of the locomotive is a large iron wedge.
She's, like,
for
listening.
clearing objects off the tracks. Now, while commonly known as a cow catcher,
If I was at a train station and one train could take me
Ah.
to my current job and the other train could take me to an audition for a movie, which train should I get on?
Is he gonna fall for this, actually? No? No.
Are you using trains to trick me into giving you advice?
No.
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 All right then.
All right then.
You should take a third train where you audition for the movie, but hold off on making a career decision.
You are a wise man.
Well, Penny, who's smarter? The wise man or the person who comes to him for advice?
Oh, I guess you're right. Maybe it is the person who asks.
No, it's the wise man. You know how I know that?
Because.
I'm the wise man.
So you were just being rhetorical?
I'm sorry, what was I thinking?
Why didn't you ask Leonard for advice about this?
I already know what he'll say. Well, you shouldn't do it.
It's just like he's here.
She should host D&D night.
I watched E.T. build a telephone out of a speak and spell and an umbrella. Dude was like a little
Spoilers for
brown guy.
E.T.?
That would be more helpful if E.T. were real.
My feelings were real when he was about to die.
So many spoilers.
My God, when he's on the table and they use the paddles on him,
What?
And he's all white.
What?
zip him up in that bag.
And Goody can't stop crying.
What is E.T. about? Jeez.
Flower dies.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
I think I need to watch this movie.
We don't even know if the aliens who find this can see. I mean, they might communicate in a totally different way than us.
Like when my dog is mad at me, she tells me by being in my slippers.
Let's
That's
not send
actually
Pete to the
a valid
aliens.
example. Penny has about 20 different ways of rolling her eyes that each mean something different.
Okay,
Nice.
so we could make a video playing device that simultaneously translates the information into a tactile medium.
All we have to do is rig up a 3D communication system.
We can totally do that.
I know.
This is great.
You know what else it is?
What?
Exactly what Sheldon and Howard said.
Yeah, I just realized that while they were getting
Well,
to
thank
it.
you for peeing in my slippers.
Eye of the tiger, it's the ear of the bat, it's the whiskers of the catfish and the walrus.
Is this supposed to be elucidating in some way?
How do you mention bats and leave out sonar?
You didn't let me finish. And also regarding the bat, it has sonar.
Hey, we think it'd be beneficial for you to be part of the project.
Well. Did you hear that, Sheldon?
I'm sorry, I was trying to think of what rhymes with nose of the aardvark.
We want you back on the project with us.
Well. Did you hear that, Howard?
Yes.
Suppose it couldn't have been easy for you to say that.
It wasn't, so.
Don't rub it in.
Certainly.
Let's get together tonight and work on it.
Give poor Raj a chance to come up with what we should do. Go ahead, Raj.
Okay, I think we should do it right now.
Tonight works better for me.
Okay.
Why am I nervous? Maybe it's a good thing. This feels right. Why did I ever give this up?
Does it feel right?
When you talk, instead of bringing up a new idea, respect what was just said by building on it.
Building on that, we should order dinner.
How is that
Wait.
building on what he just said?
Building on what Leonard said, no one built on what I said.
Building on that? There's a new build-your-own pizza place on Colorado.
Oh my god.
I saw the menu. They have soy cheese.
Bah, you didn't say building on, you're out.
It's not a
Simon
game.
says.
They can be exhausting sometimes.
Oh, hey.
Hey, I haven't seen you auditioning in a while.
Yeah, I got a job as a pharmaceutical sales rep.
I heard you can make a money doing that.
Yeah, it's going okay, but I do miss this sometimes.
Really? I am so sick of the humiliation and being treated like a piece of meat.
Here
Chelsea,
you are.
I heard she's pushing 40 and everything's fake.
Yeah, I started that rumor.
Penny.
Well, I think we should show what Earthlings look like.
It's advertising to predator races just how soft and squishy we are.
Squeeze yourself.
Oh, don't be offended. You know, of the four of us, you have the most veal-like consistency.
Feel like.
Smiling and waving with one hand, but the other hand holding the severed head of a tiger.
You want to send a passive-aggressive message out into the universe? It's ridiculous.
Oh, you mean passive-aggressive, like posting pictures of you and your wife eating cosmopolitan balls that you know belong in my mouth?
Perhaps Howard
Oh.
passive.
What about when we went to Comic-Con and dressed like Jabba the Hutt? You got to be Jabba's head and I got to be his fat slug butt. You let a guy sit on me.
He was dressed as Princess Leia. It made a nice picture.
You took Sheldon to Texas and showed him all around NASA. You didn't even think to ask me and Leonard.
I should have asked you.
And if he does ask you, go.
Oh,
We're
Sheldon.
talking about being left out of things. You guys went to Skywalker Ranch without us.
Oh, I recommend that too. That's a magical experience.
They weren't planning on it, though.
Wait a minute, a whole day with James Earl Jones and never told any of us.
Ooh.
I sure, well, from Jabba's head to ice cream with Darth Vader, I'm having a heck of a ride.
I mean, the whole
Oh, man.
experience reminded me about how much I hated that world. You know, the
Yeah.
anxiety, the depression, the negativity.
You got the part.
I don't want to feel those things. I want to sell drugs to people who feel those things.
What a lie.
You got up and walked.
I'm glad you have a new appreciation for your job.
I do. And you know, I don't think I've ever thanked you properly for helping me get it.
Properly, at all, it's just words I've never heard.
Oof.
Well, thank you. You're a good friend and you changed my life.
You're welcome.
That's good.
Hey, now that you're making some real money, maybe you could take your friend out for a nice thank you dinner.
You probably have to invite your other friend because she overheard you talking about it and it would be awkward to exclude her.
Never heard.
Okay.
How about now?
All right.
Don't forget your wallet.
Oh, Penny.
Greetings from planet Earth.
Wow.
Just turn left at Alpha Centauri.
Oh man, Sheldon's songs. Not quite as catchy as his Elements song. The lyrics fit so awkwardly with the music, oh no. And we had a joke about Sheldon being an alien. I'm not an alien, my mother had me tested. I'm just joking around. But yeah, cool opportunity for Raj to send a message into space for aliens. It does feel like Howard and Sheldon get their way quite often. And I don't know if it's because they're alpha males, but I suppose within that group, they act as that. Leonard and Raj were actually quite directionless without them. It was pretty sad. Couldn't get started and eventually landed on the idea that Sheldon and Howard proposed in the first place, which, I mean, it does seem like the most obvious answer anyway, right? But yeah, meanwhile, Sheldon and Howard were busy being petty, Sheldon refusing to give Penny any advice, and Howard was experimenting with drink making without Raj. It was supposed to be a joint effort, a joint experience. Those juicy balls were meant for my mouth. I think it sounded less sexual when Raj said it. The guys mostly work things out though. The fun little message to the aliens at the end was very, very silly. And of course it features Sheldon because of course he would take over. It definitely feels like aliens would totally invade if Sheldon gave the message though, wouldn't they? And then Penny got an audition, not for Clerks 3, went to Sheldon for his advice and did his patented knock. You could see the idea form in her head and she actually enjoyed it by the end. He basically just tells her to audition though and see what her options are later. No immediate decisions need to be made. And she read for the part, but she was also reminded of all the bad stuff she had to do in the pursuit of her dream. Also reminded how catty it was, or rather how catty she was. She made up rumors about her competition, saying that that person's nearing 40 and all fake. I'm glad the experience gave her a greater appreciation for her current job, and finally she thanks Bernie for helping her get it, which felt like it should have come a long time ago, but Bernie still doesn't know the truth about why she got that job, right? And yeah, Penny was reluctant to take everyone out to dinner. She's making a lot more money now, so I don't know what the problem is. Maybe she still owes a ton in credit card debt. But yeah, it felt like a rather short episode. It had its amusing parts, but not one of my favorites. The title was The Communication Deterioration, talking about the guy's storyline. But alright, on to our weekly question. If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which one would you want? Man, my first thought is the mind because, I mean, like, I don't want to have to go through dementia. Like, having a healthy body and being able to travel and do things with ease for a long time seems great as well, but I think I'd stick with the mind simply because I don't have a blue-collar job. Either way, I'd work out the other to keep it as young as possible. But what would your choice be? Would you rather keep your mind or your body young as you age till 90? Alright, thanks for watching, friends. Full reactions on Patreon in the link in the description below. We're 4 weeks ahead over there. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys soon with more. Bye, friends.